It said, if you want to keep your friends, do not talk about religion or politics. Well, lucky for me, I have no friends. I do that by choice because, um, who's the one is, like, usually the people backstab you, step in the back, same thing. I betray you or whatever they have come to your house to for you, or other things that people do to each other for whatever reason. You know why it's always someone, a family member or a really good friend, especially ones that we've been friends with like years. You know why that is? Because you don't let strangers in your house. Period. It's no different. It's just because you don't let somebody that oh, I've seen him on the corner of whatever Third and whatever Maple Street. Yeah, and then you let him in because then, but also if you did do that, and then you're still familiar, you'd be absolutely not shocked, right? Because this is like, but it's like, baby, what? We let these people in, and they go, oh, we trust them. Why do we trust them? Um, I guess that's one of the questions is, do you trust yourself? Like, what you always ask myself, like, what would I do in a certain situation, or what, how I would handle things, or how I do, because then I just operate that way of what people will maybe be thinking because you never know what goes on in someone's head. And politics and stuff, I definitely don't trust them because anybody that wants too much power and wears those big fancy suits and yeah, I don't trust them. They None of their decisions are based on us. It's only for themselves. They can worry about their budgets and this and that, and where water's a thing, and then they keep pulling from us like they have to because whatever. I don't really follow the exact. I know I'm really uneducated right now, but I don't really follow the exact of what their excuses are or whatever because um it doesn't matter. It's an excuse. It's this, and then they're gonna say, "So we're gonna start taxing the gas or the roads, or we're gonna start taxing, an extra taxes, to help out, for um the penguins in Uruguay. I don't even think it's going for a penguin to live there. You get what I mean? So, and again, I'm very undereducated at this point. I'm not a stupid one, but I'm not highly I'm not very smart sometimes. No, so I mean I'm not highly educated, Ivy League or anything like that, but I try to pay attention and know what I'm talking about somewhat. Um, so politics, we need somebody that is one of us, like the one straight up that a single parent home, welfare knows what welfare cheese used to look like. Um, that basically Velveeta. Um, knows what's like, the hand me downs, or knows what's like, sharing a room with your sibling, or sitting the free line at lunch, kind of thing. Knowing, um, getting that chef noodles for that electricity once a month, kind of, the nose is real struggle we go through every month. And it's not because we can say, oh no, just because people that go through that are people that suffer from drug addiction. I know some people that don't suffer from it at all. Just saying, they don't suffer; they enjoy themselves. So I used to know that are such horrible people, and they live somewhere functioning lives. They pay their bills on time. They pay their stuff. I mean, whatever their situation may be, and they don't, they take care of themselves and they have their thing. But they say, "Oh well, it's no." So it's what it is. It's you budget your bills, you budget, and then the government says, "Well, we need more. You make the money. Why do you need to pull it from us? We should be getting it from you. You guys have the machine that prints it out." Hello, I know, I get that there's a whole gold bar, um, gold, part that backs it up, so they can't just print it out. They have to have some type of currency or to back up the money. Money and currency, two different things. Currency is something that you trade for goods or trade for services or trade for something in return. Money is paper. It's value. It's a man-made object. Um, it's so courtesy. So they pull from us the little bit of the money they give us so we can get food for our kids, rent, gas to get to work so we can pay rent. Um, so they can tax that because if we can't get the gas to get to our jobs, you can't tax us because we have nothing to come in for you to pull from us. Um, sorry, I'm glad nobody watches this. It look horrible, and I'm in dark and yapping. Martial law is just still questioning because I feel that that's a power play, and if anybody's crazy enough to do it, it's gonna be Trump, and it scares the hell out of me. I live in public housing right now, and I know squirrel. I have ADHD, so I go back and forth with things. I can't help it. It's how I operate. But public housing, so right now I gotta do a deep cleaning. All my jumping through my hoops because they help us basically help pay the rent. Because being a single mother for with the education level I have, even if I was able to work a full time job again, I was working two full time jobs at one point on my own. I still couldn't afford full full rent for an apartment because legally I'd have to have at least a 4 or 3 bedroom apartment, which anywhere in America starts. That's in the bad neighborhoods, the bad lower income areas at 1,500. I know you're like, oh my god, that's a good price. That's the lower income areas to starting out. Okay, which then if you're lower income area, you have more less opportunities. If you go, you have kids in school. The schools have less supplies and less things for your children to learn. And the more we have to supply it. I don't get that. The government gives all kinds of grants and stuff to the schools. Again, not educated. And then and all this different stuff for the supplies, the paper, crayons, the notebooks and everything. And then when they do that, then they ask us to supply that for our kids. And if you have multiple kids, that's a lot of money. It's $100, so that's if you go to the dollar store for four. Okay, that's just the supplies. That's not even including the clothes. I do the clothes because I want my kids to look some way or another because they need to be presentable. It would be part of who they are when they're in public. They don't really know what clothes or whatever, looking all funny just because. Like my daughter asked me, she's, "Are we considered welfare? Are we poor?" I said, "Yes, we are." That's exactly the case that we are in that category because of where we live and we do the assistance. Because so was Caesar, and my daughter's intentional take no BS from nobody. She let him know what she thought of that comment. But but I still have them nice, dressed nice, combed up, and to walk with her head tall, like be proud of her. You know, um, yeah, okay, but like I said, with the education level I had, and I had 2 jobs, I could not afford both. Full rent and then also food and everything else. It's ridiculous as that everything is that high that I can make almost. I was making 3,000 a month because I had some really good jobs at the education level that I have because it's very little. I'm a CNA, but I was getting some really good CNA jobs. With really good benefits. Um, you get it on my own. I was, but, that and most of us are and still couldn't afford to pay without assistance. Is that wild? Jobs because normally you'd have 2 jobs, a man and a woman kind of thing. Um, and you can't afford it. That's still struggling. So that's telling me that it's getting worse. They don't want us to be able to survive our own. They don't want us to be able to be able to um, provide for ourselves, our own, because if they do it for us, if they provide our shelter, our food, and all our other needs, then we're dependent on them. And if we depend on them, they tell us what to do. They control us more so where we live, how we live, how we spend money, they can every year check in on how much income we have exactly, where it comes from, where we spend it. They want to know exactly where we spend everything. Like, if I want to buy if my purses and with my service pay, my chef, that's what she, they want to know every my payment coming in. Well, it's like they want to be like, yeah, well, they were getting wow, the extra income of I'm a stripper. You got me. They call me delicious. We got that from a movie. So it's like, hello, income, extra income again. That I have kids and other and cars that are not running off the line, so I have to fix them. I have human problems like whatever, flat tire, run out of gas, extra bill, um, for the extra increase. Then they say, okay, so we're already stretched, and we're and so um but they can't figure it anywhere else. There's nowhere else in their budget and anywhere else in their system. I mean, the politicians, the House, the all the different senates and every the government branches and everything, all they get all the way down. So they pull from us. That's where your money source is. And no, I think you guys are mistaken. No, we're not the source. We're the power source. We're the ones that help keep this country moving. The jobs we do, we build their cards. We serve your hamburgers. We do your paperwork. So we do your stuff. We do. We're what holds this country together of everything. We keep the movement because if we decide just to just and quit buying stuff, quit buying going to the store buying Walmart stuff, buying quit buying stuff that we really don't need. Because I really know I don't need any more sweaters. I know I need more purses. And and just quit shopping, quit going to grocery shopping. Um, and start doing the homemade gifts instead, and start. We hear it happens. Their money, their stuff stops rotating, stops moving, and their stuff, and that messes them up their system. So with that movement, because we do the power system down here, they don't get anywhere. So if I trade a chicken for a tire for my car, okay, for a flat tire, so I trade the chicken. Because the government says none of that, and I still get my tire that I needed. You know what I mean? And the person gets the chicken because they're probably they have kids. And we do that power system because then that way we're moving down here in that system, and they need us. They need us to tax us, to keep pulling off of us. And when they pull, then the budget gets a little tighter. One less vacation, one less little less gas, cheaper tires, start the having to sacrifice or to post up all our budgets. Like maybe every weekend you like to go to a basketball with the kids. It's a little treat you have, so you take $20 out for that. You cut that out now. Because now the budget got all tight because they took that $20 because they needed the $20 to take their new clients to the strip club because to expect business matters and we have to pay for all that. I'm serious. That's really how it really works with that topic or that little extra because they need to take those trips or the extra I don't know all their ins and outs of what they need for their budgets or send money to other countries. Oh, that's my favorite. Send to other places that I get that we were very spoiled. I get that we were very have a very rich lives over here. 'Cause, the people that really don't have much, and I get that they're like, like food is scarce and they don't have the opportunities we do. And so I do not take that for granted one bit, but I get whatever their system works for them. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when you help somebody, you really just throwing their systems off and kind of throwing them out of whack. I see a lady one time. She was carrying a baby, and she had a daughter that needed help, and then she had groceries because it was for a child's hospital. So she was for a stay, and I was, can I help? She said no, and she was just tired, and you could tell she was tired. And I was like, and I really wanted to help one way or another. And I figured this if I did anything to take the load away, like help carry or something of any sort. The thing is, you throw her system off because she does this all the time. So just to take it for 5 seconds, that's no good. And then you have to put it back in and just, it just weighs her back down. it doesn't it did nothing for her. And so all you do is off balance that her system that she is going, yeah, it's she's tired and that, but she's got to do the system in 5 minutes later when you leave. So so you can't throw her system back because when you're gone to wherever else, she's back and then she's got to recalibrate back into her system. So that's no help to her. So the best is to let them keep their thing going because that's what they're used to, and you can't set it. But you can do as you say. You're doing a really good job. You know, you're doing a good job. Or whatever. That. I remember that she smiled. I was like, I think that was more help. I can't really do anything for her. And so sometimes that's kind of how life is. You can't keep helping or throwing off. You keep worrying about somewhere else. When we got the complaint over, get that we are very fortunate and we have a lot of luxuries. We're very, but we complain way too much. Um, like laws and stuff. At least we have them. I guess I started thinking about that. Like we have civil law, so we have steps and measures and stuff to protect ourselves. Say, so it's like, well, they decided to want to make laws. And they decided that things should go a certain way. Well, we have our civil laws to go to, and they can't. So we have some type of handbook or some rule book to follow just to make sure that we're still humanized, and not just cattle down like some animals or just some numbers. I wonder why I think that. We're numbered before we're named. Um, I don't know anything about but our numbers. Numbers is, and then they don't care whether you're Hispanic, black, white, it doesn't matter. They like, oh, the government that and this, the government what doesn't support that. That's all lies people they tell you because um they want us to blame each other and be um they don't want us to love our neighbor basically because then the ones we're not get agreeing with things and thinking that's the problem and not meshing together, realizing that it's just skin. They kind of they keep running stuff to get their business going because all those laws, all that benefits them, and we're working for it. We're killing ourselves. We're getting sick. We're doing a lot of things, and it's on there. They don't care. They're 20. They don't care because it's just like they have no idea what it's to be us down here at the bottom, and we are the power. All of us, the way, and the farther you go, the more the you hold this country or hold our government up because we're the ones won't go to jail. We make them good money. That number on that bracelet is wonderful for them. You go to the hospital, the number is also nice for them. They want us to be like, oh, because you're this, because you're that. You can't succeed. Well, because as long as they keep everything at the bottom, it keeps business good. So long as you have habits, addictions, hobbies, like, oh, you're a loser. Yeah, you're gonna still function, and you're gonna believe it, and you're gonna still conduct yourself as somebody that is not worthy because that's what they said. Don't let anybody ever tell you who you are. I don't care what you do. Um, I get it, but don't let me put you down because their sin is no better than your sin, and your sin is no better than their sin. It's all a sin. Whatever their weird little hobby is, it's the same exact thing. And it creates the same kind of problems. It's the same um, drama. But they want you to believe that you're no good and you don't want to rise, so you can't rise because you have to do these things in order to rise up. And then there you go. So, and it's pretty hard to get past that step. You ain't never go this way. That's what they tell you. Bullshit. Why? There's a lot of things you can do without having to conform to how they say to do it. Please, they do it every day. They just don't tell you. Drugs and alcoholics and a lot of the weird things we have in our offices and telling us what to do. Like, yeah, please, you shouldn't. Drugs are bad, and we're on war on drugs and blah blah. They're sick. I can see stuff in there from movements. or was Marxism or Molly or whatever. It's bad. I was up right. This is exactly how they say things. Or oh, we had we had a president. Don't let me mess with Roosevelt. So President Roosevelt was awesome. I really loved him. You know what I mean? I mean, I was back in the day, but he was a coke addict. He was a successful president. And he was one before he was president. So let me ask you something. Just because you have addiction or anything else, does that mean you cannot be successful? Because we already have a successful president that was. Can't say they bad about him. You know what I mean? There's nothing to say, just that. He didn't, didn't come around and say, I got, right now we got a felon for president. He hasn't hit the red button yet, so I don't got anything bad to say, but as soon as he hits the red button, me and Trump, we need to talk. Um, red button is bad, maybe. Um, red button, martial law, because we have one set of rules, basically. It's civil law. We have one set of guidelines, and that and we know if this happens. So we have this right. We can do this. We can do this. Now we have a. I'm pretty sure men with guns, they could kind of regulate law as they see fit. So whatever their culture background is and their belief system and kind of thing, this is good what we're gonna be expected to live to whatever um uh a meatball with a gun and a god complex tells us. And but I don't really want to go too much today. I'm ready for bed. I get to clean the house to keep my housing to help my kids and the other things. Which I think that's fair, really, for the help that I do get. I do think that's fair. So I'm not complaining about that either. So while and I guess things it is fair. I guess we just don't have much to compare to, so we kind of whine. But I get tired. I'm like, oh well, we have taxes, so we got to pull this from you. We got to take from you. We got to take from you. We got to take from you. Why am I keep putting more on my pocket? But I'm getting less back. Oh, I got to take extra $2 from the Baskin Robbins fund to put to wherever to the follow law button. Um. Okay, so that squeezes on me. I didn't make it. That's why I went to work the same amount of hours. I had the same amount of pay. Um. I had the same bills. I didn't do anything different. So I didn't do anything different. I didn't do the less. So didn't I do the same? But they just said come in and grab it more. I get less. Okay. To put over here for whatever reason, but they're not willing to sacrifice anything. I think it's supposed to any type of thing. But they should go through their budgets first, see what they can to squeeze out, because then instead quit coming to us because we're already squeezed. We're asking our neighbors for help with the babysit when we're doing the barter system. Trade like clothes we trade, the tires we trade, services we trade, all kinds of stuff amongst each other. And I don't care. You can't find a way to tax that because it will go. Because I know laws and there's no, you're not taxing now. You're already taxed to get there. You tax it this way, you tax it that way, and then when you get to the prison system, there's more taxes. I don't understand that. That's next episode. The prison systems are the tax. Oh, I love you tonight, but no, I'm going to bed. This is Jesus Christ. I'm just kidding. And probably nobody listens to me. One person like, oh, she's in her head and you can't really understand her because she doesn't enunciate. She's in this. She's fat. And I also think, and she's ridiculous. So you can say whatever the heck you want and more, and I can help you with the vocabulary or less the words of what you want to say about me and whatever I say. But when the government's making a big deal and everything's in the news about one on the right hand is what I call it. On one side they go, oh, anthrax, COVID. That's another one. There's a lot of stuff there you don't know. Oh yeah, Inslee. I'm from Washington State. Inslee, you slide dog. I can't wait to return the favor. Um, I wish I could go more to that, but for that either. Then watch what they're hiding, what's going on over here that they don't want you talking about or seeing. Like maybe when we're gonna quarantine you, go, and everybody's gonna die. Oh my God, stay safe. The germs are everywhere. They're flying past your head right now. God, okay, they're going off that. Well, then they were here. Oh yeah, Izzy just passed the bill day, same exact day. The 10 cents for the plastic bag. And I don't care for the plastic bag. 10 cents, that's fine. So it was a chicken shit way of doing it. Sorry, I had to go to it. Wait until everybody's gonna stand over here, nobody's paying attention. Oh, just real quick, just one liner, real quick. Will you sign the bag for 10 cents today? So if you were so worried about us dying, then why the hell were you gonna put a tax of $10, 10 cents on the bag on the plastic bags? Because if you thought we're all gonna die, then why, how do you think you're gonna get the taxes for the plastic bags? Business scheme. We wouldn't be allowed to pay these taxes to go shopping to buy your bags. So obviously you knew we're gonna live through it, didn't you? But you scared them enough for the three. You weren't paying attention. Let's shoot your hand that same day. So they wouldn't argue to say they or complain or anything because they would even notice. So they didn't really say much because they were so worried about the other things you had to work convinced they're gonna die because in the air they can't see. I'm not afraid of what I can't see in the air. I'm afraid of the politicians on the back because they're getting away with murder. There's no one to stop them. There's some that are good ones. There's some who want their jobs. There's some it's a system we do need because we need some type of law and some type of order. So without any of that, it would be paranormal. But I'm tired of saying that it's us. Um, text out exhausted, worn out, and I got wrinkles. And listen, these politicians, they got Botox. I can't afford Botox. Can you afford Botox? Hmm. I probably can't, but it's like, oh, it's, it's just little things, I guess. And I just sometimes I feel helpless at a lot of things. Just society's perception of things, what we're told how we're supposed to do things. Nobody really educates us to how things we can do. You know, if do anything you want to do, I don't care what you got going on. You can build a business and run a family and um, have extra habits that you but as long as you keep them under control. I've seen it done. But you have to really know that you're not they say you're supposed to be whatever. Screw them. But I'm tired of the live at the bottom. I'm tired of being called names, and I'm tired of feel like I'm not getting nowhere. And I'm basically this is pretty much this is I'm the about the third layer in the bottom. Kind of like not quite the sole of the shoe, but like I'm starting to get to the sock. Basically, I'm starting to get to the main meat of it. Like I'm probably in that probably level that I will die at nameless and nobody even know it existed. Um, you got people like Inslee, who is below the stock level of the shoe. He's more like a sludge part, where you got that stuff that gets stuck in. Like, what the hell is that? You want to spray it before you touch it. Disaffected, one of those. He's kind of that leveling of sliminess, but yet everybody knows this. And it's, he gets to sit and just be luxurious and do nothing but be slimy. Um, I do. Well, I'm just like every other woman, and probably most well, there's men too. I know a few that are amazing because they raise kids, they go to jobs, they do, they volunteer, and some of the nonprofits in their area, they make friends, they help their friends, they help their neighbors. That's a huge one they don't understand, and you don't even know their names. You know, I'm going to bed because it frightens me that Trump is the brains of the operation. Good night.